Hey, how's it going? So very quick video about REST operator and components, right? So component does not act as a div, right? So you see I have a class which is DRR, and DRR class puts a border around the a div basically, right? So if we do style, you will see that nothing is going to work. Right, so let's do border, 3 pixels, solid green. Now, you see that nothing is happening in here, because it's the only component, and you can write all you like, all styles you like, you will not see it in the DOM element, right? Because if we look at the DOM, we only see our side menu, which is this component here. But the other component is just not here. So in order to make it appear, so we want to set up in such a way where the first div is gonna be the same as this component here, right? So we have blah. You see, it's returning null. Now you can try to do it this way. It's still not going to work. I'll just show you like things that are not going to work, right? You see, nothing is happening. It's not appearing. Then we will try div. It's still not going to work. So you see, it's still not appearing. Even though we have styled it, right? So if you want this code to be directly applicable here, you need to use a REST operator like this. REST, and then in properties, we need to pass it like this. Okay? Now you will see that it's going to actually appear. So you see the green border has now appeared. There it is. You see? So now we can actually control this element from here. You see, so we can do maybe height. Let's do height 100 pixels. So you see now we're controlling it from here. It's basically, you will need this when you are passing a lot of properties and you have a lot of components upon components. So this becomes quite useful. Do you know what I mean? So you know that you can control this div through here. And that's about it. So that's going to be your wrapper. Okay? Take care. But like, the main thing about this is... the main thing about this is to understand that it's very illogical that when you put a component in, it doesn't count as a div. It's kind of like just this empty space. So it makes a lot of sense to bind it to this div, if that makes sense. So now you know in your head that this div is this component here. Does that make sense? Otherwise it becomes this mismatch where you have kind of like two divs, because technically you have a component which kind of looks like this in a way, right? And then you have your div inside like this. So you see, it's a little bit confusing because technically you have two divs, but in reality you have only one. So this is a good way to bind this div to this div, and then that's it. Then you can kind of, it starts to make, it's much easier to read and think about it, if that makes sense, you know, because there's no separation. It's kind of like a name placeholder name for this div in a way. Okay, take care.